What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing? Good morning. Happy Thursday. We survived some of the craziness of yesterday. Meta down 12%, Microsoft down 2%, Google up 4%, Apple up 1.5%. Apple reporting today, Amazon today. Whoa. What a day yesterday. Tell you one of the main things that I'm watching. What's up, Vladimir? One of the main things I'm watching is all these gaps that have not filled. President Xi had a meeting last night for us. From everything that I saw, he kind of just walked out and didn't say anything, which is kind of weird. And then Trump said it was a great meeting, everything, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't too promising. But either way, what's up? Welcome in, welcome in. I see some of you pouring in here. Just kind of getting okay, we just took out yesterday's low, so we already have bearish readings on the data. Mr. Harris, what's up, KB? King Faces, what's up? See you guys sliding in here this morning. I don't have high expectations for today, but I think we continue a little sell-off here. NVIDIA taking out pre-market low. NVIDIA has a gap to fill down to like 201. Meta, this is the big story, obviously. Meta, a one-time tax thing, huge hit to the EPS though. Google giving back its gains a little bit here at the open. Broadcom down. Amazon down. Amazon and Apple reporting today. Apple, big upper wick there in the open. Interesting. Let's go through my watch list, see if anything else sticks out to me. What are you guys looking at? What are you guys trading? Ramblers to SPY short? Yeah, I think so. That's my guess. I think SPY is going to come down here today. Yeah, I'm in some puts that I swung, so yeah, I think SPY. I think you're coming down to 677. There you go. You're already getting into that gap. Drop any more, you're really going to get moving. I don't even have my other headphone in yet. My coffee's still in the kitchen, but we're here. We're cooking. I don't got to be in the. I don't have to be in the kitchen to be cooking. XLF is moving up. Interesting, Kingface. Are they really? I noticed. So I was looking just a few moments ago, and I was getting up, getting ready. Bonds, TLT, the long bond, selling off, and TNX, the 10-year, was moving up. See that 4.0 area. 10-year yield is up. Interesting. Burn it all to the ground. All this shorting will be a short squeeze. I mean, everybody keeps talking about a short squeeze, but I don't know what squeeze they're talking about. Like, I don't think that many people are actually short. $200 down the 30 minutes here. What's up, Rod? My man, Rod. If you guys are in the YouTube chat, you can click on these people's names. Go check out their channels as well. Rod, a really good one, especially if you're trying to learn about dividends and all that good stuff. King Faces, please give me just a straight up down day. I am looking to buy the meta dip, Rod. I don't have to buy it today, right now, because I don't think it's just going to fly back up here. But when I look at the chart, this area is interesting to me. And then obviously, if it gets back over 678, that's a reclaim of the 200 day. Then it looks good. But if you're a long-term investor, buying underneath, so this red line is the 200 day, buying underneath the 200 day on Meta, probably not something that you're going to lose a lot of sleep over, right? I mean, worst case scenario, Meta does come down a little bit further, and then at some point the trajectory works its way back up. If you own Meta at the 200 day, I think you're okay. I mean, if you're trading, it's different, right? Because maybe it gets some more drawdown. But if you're an investor, you're buying Meta, I mean, I wouldn't just go full in probably, but even if it did this, like, you still own Meta at the 200 day. I mean, look, if you bought Meta right here at the 200 day back in March, yeah, you had a 15% drawdown, but you got a 40-something% return. I mean, good companies buying at the 200 day. Now look, this was obviously an extreme scenario. But even if you bought in 2021, 2022 under the 200-day, and you had this, bad drawdown, it still came back. I mean, what was that? Basically 18 months later, and then zoom out, look to the right. Everybody always says look left, look to the right now. If you bought under the 200-day here, look where you are now. I mean, that's interesting. Hey, that's the perspective I always try to give people. If you bought it under the 200-day right here on Meta, for example, did it draw down really bad? Yes. Did 18 months later it come back to break even? Yes. Good company, right? Is it up 144% since then? Also, yes. So, I mean, those are some extreme examples. Obviously, what happened here was Zuck. There's some context here, the metaverse and all that stuff. But the point, even if you go back more in time, the point is good companies around the 200-day. Usually, you can't go wrong buying there. Even if it undercuts, more times than not, a really good company that's not going anywhere, that's growing, probably not going to have any issues. All right, let's look for some trades here. We filled the next gap there on NDX. Where's SPX? SPX completely in this gap. I want SPX to go 6,800 today. Am I asking for a lot? Maybe. That's what I want to happen. Yeah, I think about it, King's Faces. You're buying something the entire world's using. I don't think you're going to go wrong. Got SPX sitting on this ledge, going down another 45 points. All right. Well, what's up, everyone? How we doing? I need to get this tweeted out. I didn't even tweet it out. You guys are just the loyal, faithful ones. SRP trades. I saw this silver. What is silver doing? Let's start with gold, actually. Gold, not telling me a ton. You did dip into the liquidity, push back up, and rejected. This is actually a really interesting spot here on gold. That area right there, kind of a flip spot for me, honestly. What is it? SI. Yeah, silver futures rejecting the 9 and 21 right now. That's a big flip spot. If you can get back over that, it's basically 48 to 48.2. And really it's under 47 where things will get a little dicey there. I'm not really super bullish on the metals right now because of this move. I think you could do some of this and then pick a direction. Bitcoin was next, King's Faces. That's where I was headed next, actually. It's funny you say that. Bitcoin's on the ledge again. Look at my box here, and the 200-day is going to be right above us now. Uh-oh. MSTR is about to drop another 30 bucks, dude. Maybe further. Yeah, what, IWM pretty strong here? I mean, we don't have like a crazy reason to sell off other than like maybe disappointment we didn't get great news. It wasn't terrible news. $26.050, yesterday's low. Hmm. Yeah, so you have Pal's comments about not cutting in December, possibly just saying it's a just different scenario. Then you also have Trump and Xi when they came out last night. They had their meeting. They came out with still like a 47% tariff plus the fentanyl tariff's 10%, which is better than the 20 it was. Better than the 57 overall that it was, I guess, whatever that number is. So the market just keeps running up into the next like positive catalyst. And if it doesn't go well, it sells off a little bit and then starts running up to the next piece of good news and the next piece of good news. So it's really just all been good news. Yeah, ES's daily candle is going to end up looking like a engulfing most likely. But here's the area on ES. All right, you're just now hitting the 9. IWM is flying. Interesting. IWM kind of trying to hold trend right around all these moving averages. I think the previous all-time high is like right there, isn't it? Yeah, holding that previous all-time high basically 245. I don't like IPOs, but man, that's it's not a bad price. Well, we popped up right off of some fibs I have drawn here. Do we fill the gap? Almost a 60% gap. Hey, crazier things could happen, right? Is that about 150 point bounce? Gap down this much, 62% chance you don't fill that. The 140 to 160 area is the big key area, I think, today. Draw this little box for today. VWAP on ES. Never bought the Lambo. Yeah, guys, I'm kind of going through getting my plan for the day, how I want to approach this first 20, 30 minutes of the market. I don't really have a whole lot of things to go off of. Let's see what's moving us here. The video is still under yesterday's low. So is Netflix. So is Microsoft. Obviously, Meta is. Google getting an interesting bounce there. Broadcom took out yesterday's low. Amazon has earnings today. Wonder if it holds in. It broke the trend line though. Still a gap from the other day, and over 225 is still good for Amazon. Pretty key spot. Apple at yesterday's highs. So overall, I don't see much bullish here. Previous day's low was broken. That means we should close under here. This gap is big enough that we don't normally fill it, so I would not look to long up to here either, based on statistics. What the first hour does. We're still under the opening print here. We've still got 30 minutes for the IB. SPY and SPX's gap is not quite as bad. IWM is the one that's like really flying. What's YM doing? Oh, YM is really flying. Who reported in the Dow this morning? Eli Lilly, MasterCard. I'm not seeing the excitement here. I really want to short like right here. She's right in my box. The spy's right against it. I'm gonna take starter short. See if we pop up to one. Pop up back in that box of mine. I want to see how it reacts to this box. I don't really want to front run the box, so yeah, I'm gonna take a starter here. Yeah, no, I would like that VWAP KB. That's where I really want to add in at. There we go. All right. Hold on, it's pushing too quick here. Could be better at 200. Take my starter. Do I want to take a starter here? 157. Yeah, I took it. $157. A little bit of a dangerous short here. Going down to 100 for a trim. Maybe 110. There we go. Come on. Come on, give me 50 points on this. Come on, come down to 100. I'll take a trim there. About a 50-point gain. There's my box. I just have a problem with all the metrics so far are bearish. We don't have the first hour metrics yet, but first hour metrics probably going to be bullish unless we like go down hard here. So I need to. What is this previous session low? What is that music? All right, 50-point gain. I just got filled. Get down to like 53. Why not? Let's get. So we can get 100 points. Looks a little frothy. I'm gonna. I got that trim. Might have to stop break even on this on the rest. We got 50-point trade though. Yep, yep. I'm moving my stop down to VWAP right there. Not adding. There's no way. Counter trend. I don't like what the first hour looks like. Come on, reject. The first hour stats, so like the first hour of the market, if it's green, you have like an 80% chance of having a green day, which would go against some of the other data, but like we get mixed data, it's a choppy day. But I don't want to fight a choppy day. I'm about to stop out. Still in there. I'll get you all those stats here in about 20 minutes. So the IB, the initial balance, those stats as well. The thing we have is the low is formed first, the high is formed second right now. So we got to be very careful on this. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and trim a little bit more off, and I'm going to move the stop down. Come on, pull down a little bit. Maybe that 80. There we go. Boom. All right, I just got that second trim there at 80. I'm out more than half of my position. I am short NASDAQ, Damien. Short the NASDAQ. Ups down into profit. Let's see if we can get down to 58, get a 90-point win here. There we go, drop it. Come on, pull it back down. If I get 90 points, I'll be out 3/4 of this position. The video's looking rough. I need to go grab my coffee. Come on, give me this trim so I can go grab my coffee. I'll catch up with you guys in chat here in a second. I'm really kind of, I think this is going to bounce a little bit here. Kind of fighting in no man's land. I want that previous session low for that last trim. Should probably take it at 61. Yeah, let's take it at the midpoint of this first range, first hour. Don't you love making money on a Thursday morning? There we go. Fill it. Go fill it. Oh, there we go. 90-point gain. I'm out 3/4. My average is actually like up here. Whatever. However many points it is, I'm out 3/4. Market's been pretty resilient, which makes sense. Yep, my last runners, or whatever, my last piece of the runners stops up here, like 152. But to find out which direction this wants to go here pretty quickly. If you get long, I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I would rather be short. That turned into a really good trade, though. What are the big names doing? Tesla's drilling, new low. Meta, who knows? Meta may just do nothing today. Google, nice bounce, but maybe a back test to this consolidation. But the problem I have is you took out previous day low on almost everything. 30-minute opening candle, KB. Is it? I'm assuming that was green. I get 200 points on this if this breaks. Oh boy, that could be fun. My average is 152. By the way, how do I? 152.50 is what my average says. Close enough. This is beautiful. This is exactly what I was expecting to happen. CoreWeave and Core Scientific had some kind of headline. But there's over a 100-point gain. If anybody took the short with me. That is a dirty 30-minute candle. That is the thinnest of thin. It was red, wasn't it? ES's was green. So, guys, there when I was quiet, it's because I was like just lining up some different things. But look, I drew this box when we were down here. I drew that box. That's my area of interest. That's where I got short. And now I just want to just sit here and wait. What a beautiful morning for a great trade. All right, guys, I'm going to go grab my coffee real fast. Let me be back in like 10 seconds. Don't do anything crazy. Willie, I'm trusting you here. You never know with KV. Willie, I'm trusting you. Just keep keep the market where it's at for like 45 seconds so I can grab my coffee. All right, there we go. Appreciate it, Willie. King's Face is holding it down for me as well. Great work, crew. All right, now drop it 100 points. Come on. That's what I was saying, Vladimir. Mag 7 looks terrible. That's why I was going through when I was like a little bit quiet this morning. As I was going through, I was like, wait a second, all these stocks trading below their previous session low, below yesterday's low. NVIDIA just made a new low of day. Meta's headed lower right now. Google's fine. They beat on earnings. They're fine. Tesla's just straight up drilling. Broadcom's got a big old H. Microsoft's not doing a whole lot, but it made a new low a few moments ago. AMD's drilling. You're about to get a new low on AMD. Apple, new low of day. KV, that's actually impressive. So like generic background music they give us. Some of you guys probably hate it. I love it. Dadgummit, dude. You know what? I think I hate the Dodgers more than I hate the Blue Jays at this point, just because they're not. I hate the Blue Jays so much, so much. Hate the Blue Jays. And if the Dodgers literally blow this opportunity, I will never forgive the Dodgers ever. I've never really cheered for the Dodgers. They're a fun team to watch, but never cheered for the Dodgers till last year. Because Yankees are enemy number one for any true baseball fan. Yankees are enemy number one. Come on, I want this 200-point trade. Why do I hate the Blue Jays? Most of it starts with Joey Batista. I cannot. Joey Batista is the most disgusting. I cannot stand him. And when Odor punched him in the face in Texas, it was the best thing I think I've ever seen on a baseball field, other than the Cardinals winning the World Series. I like the Rangers. I like the Rangers. I used to go to a lot of Rangers games. I lived in Fort Worth. It was everything. It wasn't just the bat flip. The bat flip. Honestly, that bat flip moment wasn't that big of a deal. Kind of U.S. China headline. I don't know where B Trades is at. We need to check in on B Trades. we got the first hour. The first hour technically low first, high second. That's technically bullish. So I would not want to try to push shorts knowing that that is bullish. However, first hour of the market closed red, which is bearish. So we should close below here today. So like that statistic would say you do this and you still close down here. I would much rather it go tick the low today. That would make things a lot clearer for the rest of the day. I just sent B Trades a DM. I'm glad you said that. I was thinking about him the other day. I hope we take out the low. I really do. I think we possibly can. Tesla getting wrecked. Nvidia's down. Nvidia almost filled that gap. Go fill that gap. Microsoft right in the middle. Meta looks rough. Give Meta a couple days and then maybe I'll start buying it. It's looking like my last EKG exam. Is that good? Hopefully that was good. Have you guys ever looked at RSP, equal weight? It's getting a little bit bounced, but it fell off a cliff last day. This is equal weighted, so like take Nvidia and all the others out of the picture, it's equal weighted. Boy, it's been off a cliff the last couple days. That needs to improve. Valdi is negative. Valdi Q actually positive today. But like NQ right here rejecting yesterday's low. It needs to, if you're bullish, it needs to flip this. So it needs to like do this. Does AMD report next week? You know, this week is huge because of all the Mag 7. So like later today, obviously Amazon, Apple, Coin, MSTR, Reddit, Cloudflare, and Roku. Next week, Palantir, HIMS, AMD, SMCI, ANET, Rivian, Tempest AI, ALab, Hood, Qualcomm, IonQ, ARM, Uber, Shop, Spotify. GTD, Airbnb, Iron. Wow. Here's the other thing, guys. The EMAs are bearish still. Come on, sellers. Come on, sellers. IWM's looking strong, though. Looks like the opposite of what's been happening. Buy tech and sell small caps. Now they're buying small caps back. KB is a funny comment. There we go. Come on, sellers. Push it. Push it. Bear flag break. Break it. Break it. Break it. We're in no man's land. Well, this thing's slow right now, isn't it? So I'm not pushing the gas. Edgeflow has a lot of great indicators. So on my 5-minute chart, I have pivot points on. I have 30-minute orb, previous day's range, or I have previous day's range on here, and this ultimate reversal setup. This ultimate reversal setup's a pretty cool new one. There's also a new one I've been playing around with. Let me go. So I use the IB on this. You'll see the IB. The gap fill by session is this one that you can see like highlighting the gaps. There's another new one, gap fill 2.0, that I haven't really played with much. This ultimate reversal setup one I like a lot as well. And then Fibonacci by session will actually give you fib retraces based on the previous day automatically. Those are kind of the favorite ones that I use for the most part. There's a ton of them though. If you sign up for Edgeful and you go to indicators, make sure you put in your username on the website. It's right over here. There's a button. Where is it? Right here, left side, trading view. Put in your trading view username. It's all included. Almost all, like half the reports have a indicator with them. You see all of these: weekly, opening range, swing highs, pivot points, previous session, orbs, market sessions, ICT opening retracement, green and red streaks, gap fill. I mean, there's so many. This gap fill 2.0 is this new one that it's actually really interesting. The gap fill 2.0 has a it like met, so like you can see where like look, yesterday we came to half gap and held. But that one's pretty cool. I like gap fill by session. That way I can turn it on like NQ, for example, and it's going to draw the gap fill based on just the New York session the day before. Can I lock in the last fourth of my position here? I could, but I have no reason to really. What happened with Meta, Raj? The indicator, if you have Edgeful, so all the Edgeful is one package, one all-inclusive thing. So you get they have an algo thing that's separate, but just the main Edgeful, you get the what's in play, you get the screener. Like the what's in play is one of my favorites because it's got all the different reports, and you customize it to the ones you like. So like gap fill, initial balance. So gap fill, for example, says bearish, even though the gap's above us. It says bearish because I looked at those stats. It was not a high probability of filling the gap. So that's why it says bearish. So don't look bullish for the gap fill. We haven't broke either side of the IB. We do have bullish here, which is a little bit mixed data because we have opening candle continuation, bearish, previous day's range broken, bearish. So we have mostly bearish metrics here. But if you get Edgeful, you get like all this stuff, and then the indicators are all included as well. So are the indicators free? They're free with Edgeful, if you want to put it that way. It's part of Edgeful. Frazzy, I see your question here real fast. Gosh, IWM's pushing again, SPY's pushing again. All right, I've got like 3 things I'm looking at here. So the main data, I can go over some of this here in a more in depth, but the main data says we should not fill this gap. We should definitely close below here, and we should close below the opening print because the first hour was red. That's the data, and we can pull up the actual statistics in a second. The initial balance should break one side or the other. The probability is actually to break the high. ES is probably going to do it right here. If ES does this and rejects, that's going to be a good look for NQ to be a continued short. Still can't get over the 21 EMA right here. So we'll see what happens. Raj, what happened with Meta? Are you playing earnings? Or you have just like equity or something? I mean, if you're trading earnings, I feel like you're asking to get blown up. I don't understand people that try to trade earnings if that's what you were doing. I'm not assuming, I'm asking. But if you're trading earnings, like tell me what's your risk reward? Or are you just going off of I think they're going to do well, or any earnings? The reason it's so volatile and create is because nobody knows what the numbers are going to be. There's no like edge there, right? And then the options market, so like really earnings are so against you. It's 48. Really you have a 48 chance, which means you don't even have a 50% chance of getting a win. It's not even a coin flip 50-50. So whether you buy options or sell options, you're not going to win most of the time. Like I just think about it from a probability standpoint. If you every name in the stock market, if you either bought or sold calls or bought or sold puts, either one, the people that win are just the people collecting the fees. It's literally 50-50. The statistics are literally 50-50 on earnings. So I am adamantly against trading options around earnings. Now, if you're trading 2x leverage, something like that, something you can get in and out of, like I get it, but I don't know when that Meta EPS came out yesterday, and it was $1 and something versus six something expectation, and they had that 15 billion one thing. It's crazy. The only way that I've seen that you can consistently successfully trade earnings is with calendars based on historic volatility. So if you look and you see historic volatility for or like the average move for a stock is typically 8%, and there's only like 5% priced in, you sell a short-term call and you buy a long-term call, maybe something like that. And what you're doing is you're doing a calendar spread. So you're selling the short volatility and you're buying the long. So what it's doing is if it crushes but still moves like directionally or hangs out in play, you're good. That's the only way that I've seen people systematically approach it based on historic volatility stats. And you're selling like on Meta, for example, you would like sell a short one, or Google, you would like, where's Google at? Where's Google? Like Google's right in the implied move, right at it, I think. $15, yeah. Like on Google, you would have like sold a 290 and bought a 300 or something like that. But like you would have done it for like 2 weeks out and then like a month out. Like I don't know, it's a whole system. It's a lot deeper than that, but that's the only way that I ever think about playing earnings. Dom, you slept in this morning? Yeah, really miss a whole lot, honestly. Like you look at NQ's down just a little bit. I mean, we opened up at 126. We're down a little bit off of that, but we've kind of gone both directions here. ES is above. It opened up right here. It's above that. Yeah, you can trade some shares, or you can trade some of like the 2x leverage guys, before and after. Cut along last night. So like last night, where's NQ? Let's see. Last night I shorted. I think I shorted here to here. Something like that, maybe. And I think I shorted from here back to here. I don't know. I took a couple little base hits and went to sleep. And I didn't go to sleep, I was watching all this happen. I watched this happen, and then once as I was going to sleep and checking in this morning, I just, we were just stuck between these levels, and then started really selling off this morning. That's a beautiful rejection. So look, 21 EMA, the yellow line here, coming down, rejecting. EMA's still bearish, 9 still below the 21. Trying to cross over here. We're sitting right on previous day's low. I don't know if this is starting to look bear flaggy. But you got to be careful. Sometimes you see what you want to see. Yeah, that was crazy. 15 point whatever, 16, almost $16 billion tax hit one off. It's crazy. Oh, There we go. Give me my 200-point trade here. Give me my 200-point trade here. Drop it. What's AMD doing? AMD has so much froth in it right now ahead of earnings. It makes me so nervous. Well, there goes AMD. Look, AMD broke previous session's low, bounced back up, broke IB low. So this is a clear one, right? You broke IB low here. You came back to the 25% retracement, got rejected. So first target here, bounces back up, rejects. Oh, AMD, you're probably looking for down here. Come on, NQ. I want 200 points. Manifest it for me. KB, where are you at? There you go, IWM. Break it back down. We had a True Social post or something. What are we doing? There we go. Guys, make sure you give a like to the stream here on whichever one you're on. Subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. Best compliment you can give me is just supporting me as I do this. Supporting Wolf Trading, supporting Edgeful. What's up, Serenity? EMGM? There we go. Come on, Nvidia looking rough here. So I'm not going to take full profit here, but I'm going to take pretty much full profit here. I'll leave like 1 MNQ. It's right at this whole number, 26,000. It's at 15. Look at that box I drew, guys. Look at this box. It's just beautiful. Don't fight with my boxes. Oh, you guys ready? You ready for the 200 points? The video looks gross. Got off the long bus, got on the short bus there. Let's crack it, JT. Taking my last term at 200 points, and then I don't know if you guys have looked at NDX, but good lord. Here's the top of the next gap. Here's the next gap to fill. Goodness gracious. And then the daily. Oh, hangman. But I mean, after you do this with you have just thin air down. This is thin air right here. There's no trades happened here. And look, like an EMA 9, a 9 EMA on the daily is this far away from us? Like, yeah, you normally come back down. I need this to stop trying to hold right here, though. SPY is actually on VWAP? That's crazy. I didn't realize VWAP was that low. And they're trying to buy IWM again. They're going to do this to me, aren't they? They're going to stop it right there. A bunch of jerks. What was it, 170 plus points? Somebody, who was it said the banks were strong? I haven't looked at the sectors. Oh, yeah. Banks are very strong. Energy is actually strong. Tech's super weak. So they're just kind of broadening back out. It's not like there's anything wrong with the market, guys. VIX is break even. Interesting. Tesla's still drilling, just made a new low. Nvidia on the 5-minute. Boy, it's trying to hold in hard. But it's downtrend, equal lows. But I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Microsoft, that's a little bear flag break, but it's this break already happened, so you could probably catch in here somewhere, maybe. I don't know. Post earnings, I don't really look at names a whole lot. Meta, same thing. It's bleeding. Google straight sideways. Gosh. Broadcom back under previous session low, yesterday's low. Keep an eye on that one. It's opening print yesterday too. Okay. Well, not a whole lot to do here in the middle. I think if you're long today, you have to long SPY or ES, small caps. And IWM looks pretty solid. You're right in the middle. You haven't broken either side of the IB, but you're right in the middle. So that wasn't Trump. That was like it was the Democratic Senate. Was he like the chair or something? He's like the China Commerce Chair or something. He's Democratic senator. He said that yesterday that we can't sell them the chips. Like if you're gonna long, yes would be the long, but you can't sit here and long. You can't long into previous day's low. You need to break and base over that at least. The rare earths, I mean, that trade got ahead of itself a little bit. So like what you so first you have the trend that just follows the EMA9, gets super extended, comes back to it, and then it's like consolidating. This is consolidation, this is healthy. There's people still trying to get long in here. Really, you wait for this to either set up kind of like a flag like this, and like you see like that downtrend kind of break. That could be one way to look at it. What's MP look like? So MP, this one went crazy, and then look, the 50-day caught up to it. It pushed, but this move is pretty crazy. So that a lot of this is people just front running what the administration was doing, and then now it's coming back down, and you have a decent volume shelf here, but when I see a chart like this, I'm not trying to catch this on the way down. I'm trying to see it like set back up and then do something like that. That would be the way I would approach a chart like that on the rares. Do I think the rares are bearish? No, I don't. It's just like the quantum. Like the quantum's the same thing. I mean, really it needs to like consolidate more. It's got to create some type of structure to like go off of. Like IO and Q right here, you have the 50-day meeting the EMAs. Like this 15-minute rejecting previous session low. Well, so pretty simple. We had a key level here. See this? See this? These lows here, right here, right here, right here, right here, and all this. So this was acting as support, The bigger context, we've done this. We need to have a pullback. So once we broke down, the trend's down, And so I drew this box, this area here, and you can see, like, look at that, bounce in the box there, bounce in the box here, bounce here. This was like during the craziness yesterday of FOMC. And then I go back over here, and this is where it kind of came back and held the other day. So and like, really, you could probably just do it like that, but that's where my area of interest was. So what I saw was, okay, we filled a gap on NDX, we bounced, back tested that area. When you back test an area that used to be support, you see if it turns into resistance. That's the main. So my bigger picture was we would pull back, and my shorter term area was right there. That's where I wanted to get involved. And we're sitting here rejecting previous day's low. So once you've broken the previous day's low, you have to think bearish more than bullish. That's just statistically true. So here at the open, we broke yesterday's low, statistically true. Here's yesterday's low on NDX. And you see the gap fill. So here's that next gap. As soon as it filled, you see shorts covering, people trying to get long. That would have been a really good trade too. We long down there. So like 950, 960. Yeah, 960. You could have got long 960 pretty comfortably this morning. Was there a report I used? Yeah, a couple of them. We can look at that. So the gap fill. So this was part of my confluence as well. The gap fill, it said bearish right there. The statistics on filling that gap. See how this is bearish bias? The statistics on filling that. This is a gap down. I can go by size. So today's gap down size was what, 0.59, which falls into this category. 62% of the time you don't fill that gap. So when I look back at the chart, this gap up here, more times than not, this gap doesn't get filled today. Okay, so that's kind of like the first piece. Second piece, previous day's range. All right, I have like too many tabs open right now. Previous day's range on NQ. So look at this. See this right here? Previous day's low broken. 73% of the time you have a red day. So once this was broken, literally at the open, see this red line, previous session's close. Once that was broken, that tells me that we should not go up here and have a green day. So this is where we closed yesterday. So we shouldn't go up here. So as we make this move, I have two things telling me to look for this trade. Okay. So there's two reports that go with it. Now, the reason why I'm not pushing shorts any further is because two other things. Opening candle continuation. Here, let me click on detailed view. Opening candle continuation. This report right here. First 60 minutes, first hour of the market. we also have a 69% chance of a red day based on this report. What does that tell me? That tells me when we open the day here and the end of the first hour is lower than where we open, when that happens, 69% of the day, 69% of the time we close underneath this level. So if we're above right here, I want to look to fade it because we should close underneath here. That's 69% of the time, 7 out of 10 times. So if you take the trade, if you get short up here somewhere, 7 out of 10 times you're going to come close back underneath here. That's the way I read that report, okay? So that's opening candle continuation based on the first hour of the market. Why is this refreshing so much? All right, and then we talked about previous day's range, but the reason why I'm not IB by rejection, this one right here, there's an 83% chance of breaking the high on the IB. So IB low formed first, high formed second. That means there's an 80% chance of breaking this. So if everything just followed the statistics perfectly, which they're all probabilities, right? It's just probabilities, but there's a scenario where that plays out, we break this level, and then we still would close down here. So we would come up maybe to like 200, 220, and then reject, and we would close back below 120, 122, that area. So yeah, I'm always using multiple reports. I set up my day looking at the different reports. Now, because I know that there's a pretty high probability that we take up this high, even though other things are telling me this, I've got one thing telling me this, and I've got just the overall market has obviously been a bullish market, right? To me, that tells me there could be a lot of this today. And there's 2 Mag 7s reporting today. Could be a lot of this today. So that's the way I read through, kind of set up my day, set up kind of the direction that I want to look to trade, and set up my trades. And honestly, because I have mixed data that tells me the day could be choppy, if the day's choppy, I don't want to be involved anywhere here. I don't want to be involved. Now, if we came down here somewhere, I could be interested in playing it back up here, right? If we come up here somewhere, I can play it back here. I have more reasons to play it down than up, other than the fact that we're in a bull market, right? And then price action's king. What's price action telling me right now? Look at a 15-minute chart. What's price action telling me right now? Choppy, no real direction. I have lower highs all through this. I have a 5-minute chart. We're barely trying to get over the EMAs right now, but the 9 is still under the 21. The EMAs are still bearish. They're trying to cross bullish over here on ES. Price is way below VWAP. There's just multiple reasons that I don't really want to look for long. Now, reclaim of previous session low, you could look to rotate back up a little bit from there. But I really don't have anything, like if I had to sell you this, right? If I was a if I was a salesman, or if I'm an employee trying to pitch you an idea, maybe you're an investor and I have a business. I'm trying to pitch you why you should do this. Hey, invest in this, or believe me on this idea. I can't sell you. I couldn't confidently make a convincing argument either direction right now. And if I can't do that, why would I take a new trade? I can't make a confident prediction and sell you on it. Like I couldn't sit here and say, because of X, Y, and Z, we're going to go down. Let's do it. And you're going to go, okay, I buy into that. Let's go for it. That's the way I think about my trades. If I can't explain it and make a convincing argument, and you can be wrong on an argument, but if you can't make a convincing argument, you have no reason to be in a trade. So there we are. Morning star on Apple. But Apple reports today, what do I want to do with Apple? I haven't looked at gold since this morning, KJ. What's going on? Gold reclaiming and holding 4K. I am not bullish gold. And when I say I'm not bullish gold, it's because I was bullish gold on this breakout. Okay? That move played out. Right now, once again, just like all the other frauds. So you got like a 5-month, 6-month consolidation flag down here. Look, this is a huge bull flag here. There's your massive breakout of that. It is massive breakout continuation. And then super frothy pull back down. What are you longing off of here? You don't really have much structure to long off of. If you were shorting, I mean, once you saw this candle down, after a huge move up, once you saw this candle down and then this kind of back test, maybe you're short here. But I'm not really like trying to short this, but I'm not bullish on this. Just because I'm not bullish doesn't mean I'm bearish. Make that clear. I'm not bullish on gold. You're under the daily EMAs, the 9 and 21. You're under the 20-day moving average. But I'm not really like trying to short this. I'm just not. There's nothing's telling me to buy right here. Now, if this continues to go sideways and then creep its way back up, but this is another example of you got to have some structure. You don't really have like any type of trend or, right now you have highs here, lower highs, and lower highs, and technically lower lows. So if I have high here, low here, high here, low here, high here, low here, what's the market structure? The market structure is down right now. So, I mean, if you're just now getting bullish on gold here, you're late. You missed it. You had a 5-month consolidation and a huge, incredible breakout. If you're trying to get bullish here after this, like, you're late. Silver, you had all this time of consolidation, and then look, you broke out, and then this is so you broke out. This is back test and go. Okay, huge base breakout, and then this is crazy overextended. So no thanks. So if you're not in, you're late. Move on, or wait for it to create some structure. Silver actually has a little bit better structure right here when you see that. But really, you almost need this to go sideways or pull back more, and really kind of like if it created some kind of like this, like a downtrend that kind of like starts to bottom out and curl, or if it has like a if it just created a trend, or if this goes sideways for long enough, then you start to kind of get like this kind of look. If it went sideways for long enough, and then if it gets over that, then yeah, you get long and you look for the highs. But right now, there's no structure here. From a technical standpoint, no structure here to do anything. There's even less structure here to do anything. What's up, Jahan? No China deal. I mean, there was some stuff mentioned, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you'll have to go look it up. So, I mean, when they walked out, it was kind of weird. They walked out, they really didn't say anything. No joint press conference or anything. President Xi jumped in a limousine. Trump went and got on his helicopter, and then about 30 minutes later, we got an update. Trump said it was an amazing. He said it was on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 12. But the tariffs didn't really get lowered. The fentanyl tariff went from 20 down to 10, and the overall tariff went from 57 to 47. Okay, yeah, it's not really any news. IWM and SPY still look much better. This could turn into a bear flag though. Where's SPY? Like, I would not be surprised to see this come down like this, even though it looks decent now. IWM looks good though. But yeah, silverback. I'm not. So it depends how you like. Are you bullish or bearish gold? I mean, I'm not bearish gold or silver, but I'm not bullish here, if that makes sense. I've been bullish. Currently, I'm neutral. Just because I'm not like bullish here doesn't mean I haven't been bullish or like the bigger scheme of things. Is it overcooked and overdone? Yes, it is. Did it have a huge breakout? Go look at a monthly chart on gold. Tell me you don't see the huge breakout. Yeah, Meta, Jahan, I don't know if you followed along with the earnings. Meta, big drop on Meta. So they had a like 15 point something billion one-time tax hit or something that dropped their EPS. Look at the here. Let me go back to Meta's earnings here. Shout out to Earnings Hub. Make this so much easier. So you see this EPS right here, 7.25. They actually beat. So they beat on EPS, but they had a one-time tax hit that made this actual EPS, so like the adjusted versus actual, whatever. The real EPS number was 1 point something versus 6, like a huge miss because of that like 15-16 billion dollar tax hit. Yeah, there's multiple arguments on this silverback. So like, you think about gold. I mean, if you sit in cash, sitting in cash, you know you're losing 3%, no matter what, right? Because of inflation. So sitting in cash, you're losing. But after gold makes, like, how far is gold? I mean, what is this breakout? You make a 30% run on gold. Once you go up 30%, like you've only came back 10% even off of that. Once you go up 30% on something, I mean, can you sit in it if you want? Can you take some profits? Like, yes. I mean, I could see the argument that says you're still better off putting your cash in non-inflationary assets instead of holding cash. But I mean, I would rather lose 3% for a little while than sit in like a 15-20% drawdown. I'd rather lock in some profit. on the trade side. And if you're investing in gold like long term, like you're fine. If you're investing in gold long term, you're fine. I mean, this is all part of a bigger breakout. I mean, look, this was a long time. Here, let me go to the monthly. This is what I was really talking about. So here's that monthly chart on gold, which looks crazy now, but you have this big cup and handle breakout. This is like a 15-year, 20-year breakout. Let's see, what is this? 2011 to 2024. Is that like 13 years? There's your 13-year breakout. So you have a 13-year base, like this move makes sense, right? So, and obviously we know the Fed's not printing. Yeah, anytime, guys, if you have any questions over like the reports, the data, the probabilities with Edgeful, please let me know. Happy to walk through some of that. If you have any questions over just a trade structure, TA, stuff like that, happy to go over any of those things. I try to be as helpful as possible. Do I know everything? No. Is there 10 different ways to look at everything? Yes, that's also true. But I can tell you my way and my line of thinking, right? That works for me. And if that fits with something you're seeing, or if it helps you learn something, maybe a different way of seeing things, then we all win, right? I've been doing this not nearly as long as a lot of people out there, but I started doing this in like what 2021, so just over 4 years. And honestly, I'm where I'm at today because all I did was ask questions for a long time, and I still ask questions. That's all I care about. I find people that are smarter than me, more experienced than me, or doing things a little bit different than me. I ask them questions. Okay, what can I take away from that? What can I learn from that? And people in front of me, they turned around and stuck their hand out to help me. So now, my job as part of this community of retail traders is turning around to whoever I can and extending that same helping hand. I don't know if I'm gonna get my 200 points now, but it's gonna be a good day either way. Notice how these EMAs still haven't gone anywhere. See this 9 EMA still right here? Still not crossing. This is trying to cross and hold. But we still don't even have we can't even get the 5-minute EMAs to cross. That's going to keep me bearish to go along with the probability reports. I mean, when you try to see direction here, so here's what I see. Overall direction on a higher time frame is here. Within the higher time frame, you see we're pulling back like this. This is yesterday's low, and we are trading just underneath that right now. So we have a counter trend. So we're trending this direction against the prevailing overhead trend. That's why I don't really want to do a whole lot. I mean, up here, I can get involved and get short. Right here, I don't really want to do anything, and I'd be way more interested probably down here somewhere. But this could come back up here and do this. Could do this for a while. We have a ton of earnings later today. Plus, like 3 of your heaviest like weighted names all reported yesterday. So they just made huge moves. They're going to consolidate. So here's like a basic market thing for you as well. Google, great earnings, huge move, some profit taking, and anytime you get a big move in the market, you usually get some kind of pullback and some kind of like consolidation like this, right? I think of it as like, you make a big wave like in a pool or a bathtub or something. That wave's big, and then it's gonna like slowly lose its energy and like settle back down. Water's gonna find its level, right? Pour a bunch of water into a bucket. You'll see that water chop around and then smooth back out. Once it smooths back out, then it's ready to make the next move. Meta, huge move, and trying to slow down and start consolidating. So not everything's V-shaped recoveries or V-shaped bounces or rejections. It can be in some cases if it's like really news driven, you can get some like overblown bounces, but most of the time, especially like you get an update of something, you have Microsoft here, big move, consolidating, chopping, and then kind of setting back up, right? This makes sense to me whenever you get like a big move. I mean, even on NDX here, big move, slow down, and then kind of chop, maybe pull down here, but it just makes sense to slow down after a big move. I mean, look at what we did here. Huge move, little bounce back, and then chop, kind of chop, and then you start to get a move to the next direction. Here's a good example. Look at this. Big move up, counter trend, pull back, chop, 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 chop. Then the next move happens. Okay, pull back, chop, 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 chop. Then the next move happens. Then you get a big move down, chop, 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 chop. And look, chop, 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 big move. So markets run and then they have to rest and reload. Think about like a coil or spring that has to reload. Can we? So Vladimir, I trade MNQs. That way I can trim, right? Yeah, if I took just one NQ up there, that's what it would be worth. But if I take like rounds of 3, so if I take 12, 15, something like that on MNQ, and when I get a 40, 50 point gain, I can take off like 3 or 6 of those. Take off another 3 if I get a 80, 90 point gain, 100 point gain. And then just leave like, leave a handful, 5, 3, something like that to get the full target. That's the way I trade. I trim and lock in profits along the way as it gets to my next target. So the first couple targets are de-risk type of trades for me. Lock in a little bit of profit and de-risk the trade. And then as it continues to my targets, I'm taking off more and more. The further the trade goes, the more I want to take off and put on the table. The bigger a move is, like the further a move goes, the less likely it has to continue. So I want to be out more and more and more and more of my position as we do that. But yeah, Vladimir, I live in Mexico. 4,000 US. That's like 3-4 months probably of a good salary. Like a good salary. That's probably a whole quarter of somebody's year. All right. Come on, roll this thing over. I need to end the stream. but I really want to hang out. I really want to hang out and get this 200 points. Can I just let me just hide some stuff here and just show you guys a couple things. All right. Do you see this right here? Do you see just the EMAs on the chart? This right here. There's the 21. Here's the 9. It's faster moving. See how this is just basic market structure here. The EMAs are just trending down on a 5-minute chart. You had a high here. Now you're making lower highs. That's why there's no chance I want to get long. Here we go. Give me the 200 points and I'll end the stream. This is why I can hold runners confidently. But yeah, I hope that helps, Rush. $200 points. 200 points. 200 points. Great, Raj. I'm glad. I am glad you're learning. Hey, it's a journey. You can't think about it as like you're trying to get to a destination. It's a constant journey. I mean, there's times where you're like, oh, I got it figured out, and then you realize like I don't have it figured out, or the market conditions change. Things are always changing. You can always adapt, learn more. I think of it as a journey more than like a destination. But never stop learning, never give up. Take it slow. Come on. 175 points. Just give me the 200. Come on, 200 points. Speaking of long way to go, I hope we have a long way to go down still. Come on, the video, break that new low. Microsoft, need a new low. Netflix has been trying. Okay, Amazon finally coming down. AMD rejecting, coming down. Broadcom new low. Tesla new low of day, 440. I don't even want to look at Meta today. Something's down 12%. We just finished the move. What's even holding us right here? XLF finally cool off. Thank God. Come on, I want to hear this order field. Order field. Who mentioned Melly earlier? Sorry, I got distracted. I remember somebody mentioned Melly. Where's... What a move on Melly. Oh, that's beautiful. They do not want to give me my 200-point trade. If I wasn't just like in runners at this point, and my general thought is that we go lower and break the low, I would be locking in more profit here. I don't like that 5-minute candle. Boy, Mercado Libre, what a day. Who mentioned that? It is important to know like what's moving the market. Oh my God, BMNR? Dang it, dude. Why did I not stay short? God, I knew Ethereum looked so bad. I said this a couple days ago on Spaces. Oh boy, Ethereum looks terrible. Look, Evans had some of his wins, but I he got caught up in the maybe in the Tom Lee hype train a little bit. Look, Evans he's a lot smarter guy than he puts on. He's a very smart guy, very smart guy. He got caught up in maybe the Tom Lee hype a little bit. I mean, to be fair, this was a good move a couple times. I mean, you could have taken profit a couple times, got a good move. But my overall view, and all the crypto people were telling me the end of the cycle is near, all this stuff. I don't know. But just from a chart, like the way this was acting, it was so bad. And then this back test of this trend line. You see the trend line here. This trend line, this back test right here, right there, ugly rejection, 20-day moving average, and not looking good. I mean, the treasury companies in general, like when it was MicroStrategy, we gonna get my 200 points here? Are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get it? Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Soldier Boy ticker's getting up. I don't have I have spaces on my phone over here, but I can't hear it. I can't hear what they're talking about on spaces. I'll be over there here shortly. I think we have a space in 10, 12 minutes. Did we hit 960? No. Dude, the crypto people are so funny because you've got the people that are just like, no matter what's going on, they like will spin it bullish, and then there's like the other crowd that's like been in this for a long time and they're like believe in these cycles and all this stuff, and yeah, it's interesting. I don't buy into a lot of the cycle stuff that they talk about, but like some of them that some of them that are hardcore crypto people have been telling me that they think that the top's basically in. The Fed speaker saying some stuff right now. Come on, give me the 200 points. Just wick down one time. One time, I want 200 points. I'm being greedy. Oh yeah, Evan's my favorite person because Evan knows how to like talk trash, and he knows it's just having fun. I don't know what a percentage would be. I don't with futures. I don't pay attention to percentages, but let's see what I'm short from like here. This is a 0.76% move, 0.77% move on NASDAQ. Oh boy, Willie. It's not a good sign when the crypto bros start trying to like reach out for help because they need to pump their bags. So that's not a good sign. Minus 200 points is just, it's just teasing me. Apple's pushing up, but Nvidia and Microsoft don't look just fantastic here. Google's trying to come down to VWAP. Costco just made a new high. The reason I always mention Costco is because it is in that top 10 weighting of the NASDAQ. Amazon's trying to test VWAP. Broadcom just made a new low. Tesla's just sideways at the lows. Meta's trying to get a pop. I'm tempted to start buying Meta, but also I'm not. What I really need is for IWM to come back down. Oh, good God, BMNR. Dow outperforming today. Just bleeding. A lot of things just bleeding a little bit. There's Apple getting a nice run up here. Home Depot having a day. Some of your big banks are having a pretty solid day. IBM, QCOM, CRM. CRM's interesting. Boy, they're just gonna edge me, aren't they? We're looking for literally 13 more points. But what I'm not doing is taking new positions or trying to do a whole lot on a day like this. I'm ready for this week to be over. Yo, Jackson, I didn't really I listened to them explain it a little bit. Honestly, I didn't get much out of it other than they had some kind of big tax that they've been pulling forward that they had to kind of just take the hit on. I mean, a one-time tax hit isn't probably a big deal overall. I would expect the stock to recover. Just whenever you have that big of a move, sometimes it takes a little bit to recover. I do, yes. King's Faces. I trade 5 times better. Or at least I know I make probably 5 times as much money whenever we're not at all-time highs. Now, luckily as an investor, long-term swing trader investor, I do better on that side of things. So it's like I do a little bit less overall trading on the futures, but at least I'm making some money on the long term. Oh no, Forbes met a bag holder. It's no bueno. No bueno, no bueno. That's right. There was a lot of meta bag holders in 2021, 2022, and now look at them. That's the way I would think about it. Think about these bag holders right here. I mean, there's probably a lot of people that capitulated down here, and then boom. So this is the V-shaped recovery, but look how far you came to get that. Look how far you came to get a V-shaped recovery. A gap down like this. I mean, that's not even that far compared to like some of these other drawdowns. Look, there's way worse things to be a bag holder in. I mean, think about the Intel bag holders. Think about anybody that bought Intel in the 50s, upper 40s and 50s. In 2018 through 2022, think about anybody up there. Or some of these like meme stocks, I mean, there's bag holders in GME that own it up here. Just sitting in it, a company that's not doing anything. Yeah, if you're in a Mag 7 name, like Meta, like Microsoft, NVIDIA, Broadcom, Google, you remember people, look, there were people buying Google here because they said, okay, look, here's the previous high. Here, let's do it this way. Look at this Google on this trajectory. There was people buying this for this breakout. They got absolutely stuffed here. And then people said, okay, hey, Google's down. There was people that are saying Google's down 15%. Google's down 20%. I could buy it here. Look right here. 20% off of all-time highs. People are saying, I could buy Google here. And then it goes down another, what, from 20% to what? Ends up going down another 12%. Well, there's people that were buying Google here thinking it was a good deal. And in the big picture, then that's kind of what I'm painting here. They were bag holders for a little bit, or if they bought Google here, they were bag holders for a little while, but now what are they? If you bought Google here now, I mean, what is that? Like, even if you bought Google here now, yeah, you took an ugly drawdown, but you're up 50%, even if you bought up here into these highs. There's much worse places to be bag holders. Yeah, it was the big beautiful bill. They had been deferring tax. I don't know. I'm not a tax guy, but just from the stuff I was reading and people that are a little bit more into it than I am. All right, IWM's finally breaking down. That's helping. Back red. Need that to happen. SPY, I need to come at least down a previous session low. And QQQ, I need to roll over here. Yeah, you could be holding, fart coin or Trump coin, or you could be bag holding something that literally doesn't have a ray of sunshine of hope around it right now. I mean, even like Adobe, think about Adobe. You guys seen an Adobe chart lately? I mean, just think you look at this. I mean, this is. I think you bought anywhere in here. Adobe just bleeding. You're bag holding, a company that has a narrative issue right now. I mean, there's probably people that bought Adobe here thinking that was a pretty safe bet. this far up the high. They probably bought Adobe here thinking like, oh, this is going to do this. And it could have. I'm not making the claim that it wasn't possible, whatever. I'm just saying bag holding Adobe is much different than bag holding, Meta or Google, NVIDIA. Do you know how many people are holding MSTR above 400? They're just not going to come down here, are they? All right, guys, I'm gonna have to jump off the stream. We're doing another stream this afternoon over on Wolf Trading with bigger part of the crew. We've got Larry Thompson coming on, Hostile Charts. And obviously got some earnings and stuff this afternoon. But I've got to jump over. We've got a space going on. And I've got to end this one so we can go live on the other one here in a little bit. So I'm gonna jump off here. Where do you get back? Yeah. Last thing on Meta, just because I know that's on a lot of people's minds today. Look, I want to buy more Meta. I don't really have a problem with buying it here, but if I buy Meta up here on a recovery reclaim, fine. I missed out on $30 a share on a $700 stock. I'll be okay. Or, I mean, if you're a passive buyer, buy here, buy here, buy here. I know the market's super frothy right now, but it can continue to be so. I don't have a problem with buying Meta here, but it's like not like high on my, like maybe I get a little bit more, but I'm just not like just crazy high on my list. All right, guys, I gotta jump out of here. Jump over to Spaces for a little bit, then we'll be back on a different live stream, same live stream channel, basically. The Edgeful one, shout out to the Edgeful crew. Make sure you guys go try out Edgeful, of course. You saw me using it all throughout the morning. Part of my everyday trading strategy. Wolf Trading, make sure you're subscribed to Wolf Trading. Turn on that notification bell. That way you just get a notification whenever we go live. And here in about probably an hour or so, a little more than an hour, we'll be live again for the afternoon. Drone headline. All right, guys. Shout out. Oh, Prospero. Guys, Prospero. Last day. That's all I'm going to say. I need to check Prospero to see if anything's updated from those earnings. All right. We'll catch you guys here in about an hour.